my God, hello. It's nice to meet you. Well, how come? Oh, well, we'll just all come up there then. Is there room in your house? Clear the tables! We're coming to see you. Well, we will look forward. Maybe we can come to Scotland someday and meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. I like them too. Well, it's nice to meet you, Haley. Thanks for saying hello. Bye.
Thank you.
Question? Yeah?
There you go.
Yes. And then you.
Would the American conventions now be a bit different to, say, the Irish ones or the English ones that you've been at?
Well, yeah, they are. So, well, kind of, in some ways. I did a convention in London 2 years ago, the London Expo. Was anybody there? No way! You went to the London Expo? Awesome! Sweet! I know you. Yes, from last night. Yes, sir. I'm sitting there over my Thai fried rice going, and he came in and chatted with me a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, you know, I think probably, if I had to say there's any difference at all, perhaps it's just that the European conventions, maybe the people are a bit more reserved. Just a little. Not much, because anime fans are anime fans out there, and I love you guys. I love your enthusiasm for all of this. And but I would say, if anything, that may be the only difference, is that they're a little bit more polite. That's the word, polite. More polite, you know. And how many of you have ever heard of a huge event called the London Film and Comic-Con?
Yeah.
I was just invited to that. So I'm going to be at that next year, and I'm excited. Mostly because I'm a sci-fi fan, so I'm going to geek out. It's so funny because I get invited to these conventions as a guest, and then I'll have the opportunity to interact with people that are like on shows that I love. And so I have to try to be like, hey, how's it going, man? Nice to meet you. I'm being all cool, and inside I'm going, he's on Battlestar Galactica. And on the outside, I'm like, yeah, so what show do you do? Question, oh yes.
Probably heard this one a few times now, but over in Japan recently they announced the new series on FMA.
Yeah.
Role as
I have every confidence. Yes. They announced that there was a new season of Full Metal Alchemist that they're working on.
the second half of the manga.
Is that what they're doing?
As far as I know, it's
That's what I heard too, that it was kind of like going to follow the manga. Anyway, yes, he said, are we going to be involved in it? Well, let me just tell you, without being able to speak officially as anybody who knows anything, I will tell you what I do know. What I do know is that Funimation did an amazing job with Full Metal Alchemist. I do know that. I know that their sales, I know that the Japanese are very pleased with what Funimation did with Full Metal Alchemist. Everything about it. I don't know if any of you followed the American Anime Awards last year, but Full Metal won Best Cast, like Best Packaging, Best this and that. And so I have every reason to believe that they will give the license for the new season to Funimation again. I'm quite sure. It's one of Funimation's biggest properties, so I'm sure Funimation will make every attempt to get the property. And once they do, obviously it stands to reason that they'll probably use the same cast, because they did a really good job the first time. I'm not saying me, I'm saying the cast. Everybody in that show. Everybody was positive. Best cast I've ever gotten to work with. Yes? Yes? What has been my favorite motivation? Oh, here? This is it, right now. I'm serious. I haven't seen much. I mean, I've seen nothing, actually. What? Sure, get down here. Wow. This is, no, really, quite honestly, I'm going to have a couple of days next week to look around, maybe take the bus. When I don't have to be someplace at a particular time, take the bus into Dublin and look around a little bit Monday and Tuesday. But quite honestly, what?
Are we invited?
Hey, if you can help me get where I need to go, you're invited. Yeah, let's have a big group go. And no, this is my favorite part. I love people, and I love interacting with people that enjoy the work that we've done. So that was why I was really frustrated to be here late, because I was looking so forward to the day starting today and getting to interact with you guys. So this is my favorite part so far.
Yay!
Yes, sir.
Are you ever disappointed? Like if you read a Japanese script or watch a Japanese anime, obviously translated, are you ever disappointed by how it's kind of sometimes when it's translated, is it censored or is it? Have you ever been kind of annoyed or disappointed with that when it comes back into English?
Well, let me tell you this. I don't really ever get to see much of the original or any of the original, actually. So I don't really have anything to compare it to. I do know this. Some of the Japanese companies are very particular about the way the script is translated. They want to make sure that it's translated as accurately as possible. But then there are other Japanese companies who are like, hey, do whatever you want with it. I mean, make it funny, make it popular, make us money, whatever you need to do, just do it. There are some shows, a lot of shows that I've worked on that I know that the writers were very particular to want to make it as accurate to the original as possible. And you know what's something else, you guys, that's interesting? Is there are often cultural references in Japan that would mean nothing to you or me. There are often jokes in the original Japanese that are not funny to you and me because it's not our culture. We don't have any idea what they're talking about. So when a writer adapts a Japanese script, sometimes they need to kind of change things out, like say something that's funny to you to make the joke, or to change references in different ways to make it more topical, to make it more relevant to you or me. But I don't ever get to see anything until it's finished. So like when I see the script for a show, that's usually the first time I've ever had any exposure to it. So I don't really know what the differences are. You know, if Scar's name in the Japanese was originally Slash, I don't know anything. I don't know that. But I do know that a lot of the companies take great care to try to preserve as much as possible. Unless, you know, you get some shows wow.
They changed a lot, man. They changed, there was the loopy fist originally, or it was the broken fist originally in the Japanese, and they changed it to like the loopy fist, which made no sense, because he took some elixir, which was actually his booze.
I will tell you that as far as I know, and I can't say this for everyone and everything and every director and every writer everywhere, but the only reason they usually change things, they usually have a reason I mean, they don't change it, hey, I'm bored, let's change something. They usually change it for some reason. I don't really know all the reasons, but I'm sure that they have a reason for doing it. But plus, also, it might interest you to know that a lot of those things have to be passed by the Japanese. The Japanese are very protective of their work. So if you're going to change a name or you're going to change something, a lot of times you need to get their permission to do so. They need to sign off on, we're going to say this person's name this way, or we're going to, we would like to do this or this. And a lot of times, once you've recorded some episodes, you need to send them to the Japanese who own the license for them to review and make sure that they like what you've done.